Heroes. Here, Emily routinely omits everything slimy. Hello, Marauders. It's Tuesday, the 25th of November, 2008. Can you tell based on my anagram that I cleaned my sink today? We also went to the European School of Munich with my Landeskunde class today. Landeskunde is basically like culture and civ, German style for Americans. And we did a unit a while back on the German school system, and our teacher thought it would be a really good idea if we actually could go to a school and see if it works. So we went and hung out at the European school in Munich, which is pretty. It's really cool. If I were a German school child, I would want to go there. All the kids there are mostly the children of employees of the European Union in some capacity. So they're all like super smart and super cultured and super better dressers than me, which is kind of how I feel anytime I exit my room in this continent. We went to a German class, a 13th grade German class, and they didn't actually have lessons that day because we first asked them a couple of questions, and then they got to ask us questions. And my question that I asked them was if they thought there was this big standardized test called PISA. The US does it too, but we don't talk about it because we always do really poorly. But the results just came out and Germany didn't do as well as they thought they would. And so I asked them if they thought that standardized tests like PISA are actually an accurate representation of the intelligence of a nation. And then they got to ask us questions. And the first guy said, "What do you think about Barack Obama getting elected?" And we were all like, "Fuck yeah, this is awesome." Only we didn't say that because I'm pretty sure we would have gotten expelled from the premises. Then this girl asked us what we thought about the death penalty, which apparently is a big deal in Europe because European countries, and by that I mean countries that belong to the EU, don't have the death penalty. Like, it is in the constitution of the EU that there is no death penalty. But the United States has the death penalty, so they asked us about that, and, we talked about it. Some of us were like, no, it's absolutely wrong, and some of us were like, I think it's wrong, but if someone were to rape and murder my entire family, my opinion might change. And then the one guy on the end who's really religious and really conservative just didn't say anything and kind of glared at us. And then the last guy asked us about weapons, specifically the Second Amendment and what we think about it. And it was kind of similar to our reaction to the death penalty question. Some of us were like, should be totally gotten rid of. Most of us were like, it should be more regulated. Because, I mean, there is a difference of somebody wanting to buy a handgun in Oakland versus somebody wanting to get a shotgun to go hunt dinner in Montana. There's a difference. And then the guy at the end who's super conservative and super religious and, I gather, very fond of guns. And yeah, that was my day. It's almost Thanksgiving. Woo! We're getting together to feast here. Everybody's making something. I'm making fruit salad. I'm going to try and make a Waldorf salad. Hopefully it won't taste like shit. I feel like it's really going to be hard to mess up because all I have to do is like whip cream, fold in some mayo, and then pour it over apples and walnuts and grapes and toss some cinnamon and allspice in there. So, fingers crossed. Think that's all the news I have. I cleaned my sink and got asked awkward questions. See you tomorrow, Parsons. Mischief managed.